Hi, welcome to Sweet Dreams Wellness Travel. I am Barbara Tuckett, your host and the owner of Sweet Dreams Travel. I am a wellness travel specialist. I believe that our mind, body, and spirit all play into our well-being, and I create travel experiences which improve your wellness so that you return from your vacation with more health, more happiness, and more connection, both with those you've traveled with and also with your destination. In these episodes, I explore travel and wellness experiences, giving you ideas and recommendations, and also interviewing people who have firsthand experience of the places where you may want to go next. Welcome, let's get started. Hi, it's nice to be with you today, just kind of casual. I wanted to talk about this just because I think it's a great topic. So thanks for joining me and being with me. Today's topic is, who do you want to travel with in 2023? So I don't know if your travel experiences are like mine, but you might think when you're thinking about traveling with other people, oh, that's just so great, all these connections and togetherness and fun, and it's just so amazing. And in some cases that is true, but you may have had that one or two odd travel experiences with traveling with other people. For example, I remember traveling years ago with another couple on a road trip with my husband and this other couple. And my husband, Sean, was driving, and this other couple spent so much time critiquing, and they critiqued what lane he was driving in. They critiqued how fast he was going, all of his driving techniques, that by the time we got to the end of the trip, he was not speaking to anyone. He was just keeping quiet so that he wouldn't lose his temper. Then there was that time that we went on a family boating trip with another family, and their kids matched up with ours. We had gone through like, oh, what are we going to do for food? What are we going to do for this? What are we going to do for that? Like, we had everything all figured out. And it was really great. We were staying in a hotel at night, and then we were just going to get up and go boating during the day. It was awesome. And then that first morning, we woke up, we had breakfast, we were all like ready to go. And we realized that the other family was not ready to go. They weren't going to be ready to go till about noon. And that was how it was going to be every day. Part of their vacation was wanting to sleep in. So, or then there was that time that we went to Hawaii with another couple, and we were staying in condos. We had assumed that part of the reason we were staying in condos was so that we could go to the grocery store and stock up on a few things for breakfast, for lunch, things like that, so we wouldn't have to eat out every meal. But they didn't care that we were staying in a condo. They were expecting to eat out every meal. So just different expectations. None of those trips were bad or wrong or anything, but you may have had similar experiences when you're traveling with other people, that sometimes the expectations are just a little different between the two of you. So how do you make traveling with other people better? So today I have put together kind of a little checklist or some considerations for what to think about when you are thinking about traveling with other people. So gonna just share a few of those with you, and hopefully it'll make managing those expectations a little bit easier. So first of all, do you want to be relaxed or rushed? Are you one of those people that when you go on vacation, you just want to relax? You want to just take time for you. You don't want to be bothered with schedules or with worrying about anything? Or are you the kind of person that wants to get out and see everything and do everything and experience all the things in your destination? So this is a really important consideration, obviously, because people might travel way differently than you do. Another consideration is whether you are a night owl or an early bird, like we ran into with traveling with this other family when we were going boating. We were just assuming that we were going to get up and get going, and what else was there to do? But they were assuming we're on vacation. We just want to, have a chance to relax and sleep in and just get a slow start, and then we'll still have plenty of time to go boating the rest of the day. So this is an important consideration, whether you sleep in or wake up early. The other thing to think about is what type of budget everybody has that is going on your trip. You probably are already somewhat familiar with this or thinking about this as you are planning the trip, because you're going to stay at a certain place or you're going to do a certain type of trip or things like that, depending on what kind of budget people have. But while you are there, they also could plan to travel way differently than you do. I know, like, some people really are budget conscious and they really don't want to spend a lot of extra money on vacation. And other people are budget conscious also, but they figure, well, I'm on vacation and I really have this amount that I brought to spend with me or that I expect to do. And so I'm just going to have fun. So the type of budget that you have is really a consideration, because it could totally determine the type of trip that you have versus somebody else. Okay, so this might be a funny question, but to shop or not to shop? Shopping can make or break some people's trip, either because they are choosing to shop or because they really, really are not shoppers and they don't want to shop. All they want to take home is like their photo memories or things like that. Like, they really don't want to spend time looking for souvenirs. So if you talk about this before you go with whoever you're traveling with, then you'll have the expectations. And of course, that doesn't mean that you still can't go with them. It just, you know what to expect. So even if you decide not to shop and go back to your room and just get some downtime and other people shop, or vice versa, if you're the avid shopper and the other people don't want to shop, either way, at least you have set the expectation beforehand. So another question to think about is, how much time do you want to spend together on this trip versus how much time by yourself or just with, your family or your person that you came with or whatever. This can be like kind of a big deal as well, because you may have the expectation that you're going to do everything together, whereas the other people may have the expectation that they really need some alone time. And so they might be kind of bugged that you're trying to do everything together, or vice versa. And so it's a really good idea to talk through those types of expectations, whether you want to be how much together time versus how much alone time that you want to have on your vacation. Okay, so I also want to invite you, or remind you that I am inviting you to come and cruise with me in next year, in 2023. And we're almost at the end of 2022, so I don't know when you're going to be listening to this or watching this video, but if you want to cruise with me, I would really, really love to have you come. It's with me and my husband. We are going, and we are going to cruise on the Seine River from Paris to the Normandy beaches, October 14th through the 21st. And we really, really would love you to come with us. Now, you might be thinking, but what about all of those considerations that we just talked about? You might be a little worried about how in the world am I going to navigate being on this vacation with basically people that I don't really know? Like, what if all these people come? What if all these people come and I don't know any of them? And what am I going to do about that? Or I don't really know Barbara all that well. And so, like, why would I want to go on vacation with her? You know what I mean? Like, I totally get that. So I just want to like set your expectations a little bit. Keep an open mind and see what you think. So first of all, even though I'm inviting you to sail on the same river cruise that I'm going on, we don't have to be besties. I am not saying, oh, let's do everything together. Let's be besties. We don't have to hang out together the whole time. We don't have to go on excursions together. We don't even have to eat together. Like, I really want this to be your vacation, however you want your vacation to look. So I don't want it to be, oh, you're tagging along on my vacation. That is not ever what I would want. I seriously want this to be the most fulfilling, wonderful vacation that you could have for you. And just because you're on the same ship as me and sailing at the same time as me, it may or may not mean anything to you. So let me just like start out with that. On the other hand, if you have wanted to go on a European river cruise, or you've wanted to go to Europe or something like that, and you wanted to try this type of travel, but you've been a little bit nervous and you don't really know where to start or what to do, That's also the reason why it would be so fun to go with me, to go together, because I can help navigate you through everything, answer all your questions. Um, we can travel together if you'd like. We can eat together. We can do some excursions together or not, or whatever. Like, I am open to as much or as little togetherness or apartness, separateness as you feel comfortable with. I really don't have any expectation at all for any of that. So if you want to excursion or eat together or do any of those things together, I'm totally great with that. If you don't want to do any of those together, I am totally great with that as well. Like it doesn't even matter to me. Okay, so hopefully that helped set your expectation a little bit as to what I'm thinking. Now, I just kind of wanted to go over all of these things that I've just talked about. So, relaxed or rushed. So, what if you are a really relaxed person and you don't want to be rushed to everything? That is totally great. On a river cruise, you can decide, you get to decide everything. You can decide if you get off the ship and go do those excursions that day or not, if you want to be really relaxed. There are also really great excursions sometimes that are offered that are more of like a gentle pace or a late riser type of excursion. So you can always look for those. Now, let me just say, all of the excursions on a river cruise are included. So that is so amazing. You have all these options of excursions. You decide, like, you think about it before the cruise and you have an option to pick everything you want to do before the cruise. But like at the last minute, let's say the night before, as you're listening to, because the cruise director on board gives you this little rundown of what the different excursions are the next day. And as you're listening to that, if you're thinking, wait a minute, I guess I don't really think mine's as fun, I want to go on that different one, you can totally change at the last minute and go on the different excursion. Like, it's all good. It's so amazing how just relaxed it is, and how it really, AMA Waterways, which is the cruise line that it's with, they really want you to not be locked into anything, to feel like it's really your choice and your cruise. So anyway, there's all these excursions that are included, and you're in one or two ports every single day. So sometimes you're in a port in the morning and then a port in the afternoon. And so you get to see two different towns or two different places that you're doing these fun excursions to. Other times you're just in one, but it's for a longer day. And so you can do excursions morning, afternoon. Anyway, it's so amazing. It's so great. And you can be, so I've already kind of covered the relaxed part. Number one, whether you get off the ship at all, or you can go on, it's called like more of a gentle type style of cruise, which, for example, if you had, oh, I don't know, maybe you just had knee surgery or something and you are not really up to walking very quickly or going places very fast, then you could go on the gentle one, which would be a little bit slower pace, and it would be easier to stay with that group. But let's say, on the other hand, you are one of these people that you want to just get out and see as much and do as much as you possibly can with the time that you have. You're one of those more rushed kind of people when you're on vacation. That is great too. There are these active excursions that are offered, and they are so amazing, because with those, you just go, like, you cover so much ground and you get through so much information and so much stuff, and everybody's just kind of, like, walking fast, and your guide is like giving you tons of information, but you're just getting lots of places. There are also like bike tours and hiking tours and things like that. So, oh my gosh, so much variety of different excursions that you can pick from when you are on these river cruises. Okay, then the next question, whether you are an early bird or a night owl. I already kind of covered this a little bit with relaxed or rushed. If you get up early, great. You can, see the sunrise. You can watch yourself pull into the port. You can have breakfast nice and early and just have plenty of time to get going. If you're a night owl, you can sleep in. You don't even have to wake up and leave the ship that morning or early that morning. So either way, as far as the night owl stuff goes, you really can stay up as late as you want. There's evening entertainment. It goes until, like, I think usually like 9 or 10. And it's like local types of entertainment, singers or pianists or fun, like local entertainers and things like that. But of course, you can stay up as late as you would like. Okay, the budget. Obviously, a river cruise is not an inexpensive venture. It is not something that is, super cheap. So you have to be committed. You have to really want to go. But it is so worth it. It is so worth it. Okay, but then your budget on board, let's talk about that. You don't have to worry about a budget on board. You don't have to have a budget on board. You're not paying for this excursion and that excursion and all of the extra things. You're not paying for a ton of extra add-ons. And so really, once you pay that price to go on your cruise, the only additional thing that you're paying for is your gratuities to the staff. And if you want to buy any additional drinks that aren't, not at meal times. So all of the drinks are included at meal times. But then if you want to, buy additional ones, they give you water bottles to use on board. They always have water. It's actually in a cardboard container, water bottles to take on excursions with you. So they keep you well hydrated. All of your drinks and food is all included at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then they also have like a sip and sail every night, a happy hour kind of thing right before dinner. And so the drinks are included at that time. Anyway, so there's lots of times that the drinks are included, but you may want to buy a few extra ones while you're on board if you want to. But really, a budget is completely a non-entity. As far as shopping or not, yes, you do have time to shop. After the excursion, there's usually more little chunk of time before you have to be back on board. And so you have time to shop if you want to. And, there's not, or if you wanted to avoid the excursion altogether and just wander around the town and do a whole bunch of shopping, you totally can do that. And these towns are amazing. They are like these adorable, like so charming, with the cathedrals and the castles and the cobblestone streets. And it really is like this true towns and villages, and some of them have like these old medieval walls that are still partially surrounding them, and they just have like so much history and so much amazing stuff. Anyway, kind of got off track there, but as far as shopping or not, it's like totally up to you. You don't have to do whatever your group does. You can, because your ship is really quite close to the town, right there on the edge of the river. And so it really doesn't matter. You can choose to shop or not. Then as far as how much time together versus how much time by yourself, that also is the great thing about doing this type of travel together with a group, because everybody can completely do their own thing and be completely on their own the whole day. You can like see each other in passing here and there a little bit if you want to. You can meet up for dinner if you want or not. Either way, it doesn't matter. You can have as much alone time or as much downtime as you want or need, versus if you really are excited about traveling with a group of people or people that you know or are going to get to know better. It's really fun to get to, and it's the same thing, like even with the people on the ship, because you're on board with them for the whole week, and there's not going to be more than maybe 120 or maybe 150, something like that, people anyway that you're cruising with for the week. So, you see them off and on anyway. So it's really fun to get to know people. But the point is, you can spend as much time alone or together as you want to. It's your vacation. So the bottom line is that it really is yours. It's all about just what you want to make it. So if you would love to come with me on this river cruise, I would invite you to get a hold of me as soon as possible and just say, yes, I really want to go. Let me put my deposit down. And then you put your deposit down and the final payment isn't due until the middle of July. So you've got plenty of time. The best deals on this river cruise are only available right now for the next 2 days, I think about 2 days. So they really are only available through the end of December. So I will still have different promotions or different things that might be running, but as far as the best deals that there are, they're right now. So contact me soon if you are interested in possibly going. But back to who you're going to travel with this year. No matter who you travel with or no matter where you go, the bottom line is I really, really want you to have a year of 2023 that is just full of travel anticipation. I love having travel anticipation, knowing that a trip is coming up around the corner and it's just so fun to plan for. And also, while you travel, hopefully some really good travel joy, some amazing travel experiences, and the ability to just really get to have as much fun and connection as you possibly can while you are on your trip. So thank you so, so much for listening and for being with me today and for joining with me in talking about who you're going to travel with and starting to anticipate 2023. So we will talk to you next year. See you in January. Thanks for joining me today. If you've enjoyed this episode, please like, share, subscribe, or leave a review. If you'd like to contact me about a vacation, the best way is to visit my website, sweetdreamstravel.net. To connect on social media, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, or LinkedIn. See you next time.